Hello and welcome to episode 11 of my journey through Gran Turismo. So heading to the cafe as always to start the next menu book, which is menu book number 19, and as we said in the last episode, it's Japanese rally base cars. So we already have the Yaris, but that is just because of a specific game edition that I had. Or that I have, should I say. So I'm assuming there'll still be 3 races for this one. Now, I know we sometimes get a car and then only have to do 2 more to unlock the other 2 cars, but yeah, I think this one might be all 3. So we do have a couple of options, which I think everyone that's gotten this far and completed in the same way would have the R32 and the GTO. I think I got the RAV4 from a roulette ticket, and like I say, I got the Yaris from the specific game edition that I've got. So again, I would like to use the Yaris, but just to keep it so that anyone that doesn't have that obviously can get an idea of what you can do with the cars that you do have. I'll use the R32. Wide round there. These two are going to completely get in the way. I'm going to have to force a gap there, thank you. But so yeah, again, this is currently just a stock vehicle, so we are on the sports hards. So we'll just see where we can get to with this car as it is, and then if we do need to head to the tuning shop and make some upgrades, obviously we do have that available to us. Bit too late on the brakes into there. I mean, we might have actually got round that if that Yaris hadn't been basically parked in middle at corner, but it is always a bit more difficult to get the clean race bonuses in these sorts of races, because a lot of the time you are just trying to keep the car going in a straight line, which especially when obviously they're driving like that as well, just diving into the apex, slamming on the brakes and then carrying absolutely no corner speed. You do just have to be extremely careful when you're trying to get through the cars. Again, another one that's just slammed on brakes in the middle of the track. So we're 4.5 seconds behind the leader. But yeah, the trouble when you get into situations like this is that you start trying to push that little bit harder to try and make the time back up that you know you've lost getting stuck behind these cars, which then obviously can force you into making mistakes. So you've just got to try and stay composed and not be too aggressive, and just try and be as quick as you can. Brake a bit earlier this time. So we can see the leader up ahead, but whether we can get there is a completely different matter, and unfortunately I don't think we're quite going to make it, which isn't too bad, because we have lost a few seconds avoiding other cars or getting caught up with other cars. So it is definitely doable with this car as it is. So yeah, we're going to be within a second and a half of the winner. But we've still got third, which unlocks us the new car. I can't actually remember what car it is. It's the Subaru WRX. Unlock some more driving gear. Right, so what we'll do is we'll come out and we'll go back in with the Subaru and see if that's any better. Again, like I say, we could obviously just put some slightly better tyres on. Not even that they really needed with the R32. Because, like I say, without the little issues we had, I think we would have got the win. But yeah, I'll have a go in the Subaru and see. Always getting squeezed out there. It's to be expected now, though, isn't it? I mean, there's definitely a theme. Lost all grip then. But yeah, again, that's just down to terrible tyres. Especially now, obviously, we're into cars that have a lot better speed. I mean, I know we're on the comfort softs and comfort mediums when we first started, but they were in like Renault Clios and an old Mini and stuff, so they didn't really have enough power to cause too many problems. Where you put these sorts of cars, what are you braking there for? Yeah, put these sorts of cars on sports hards and there's just not a great deal of grip available. So again, we're just having to use the gears a bit just to try and steady the car. So try again. We are within 3 seconds of the leader with a full lap left to go. So this, I would hope, will be relatively comfortable. That was extremely close though, and he's going to just park it middle at corner. Just had to make the move up the inside there. Didn't want to lose any more time. Again, obviously AI takes some very strange lines. So a simple enough pass up the inside, coming onto the back straight, and that gives us the lead. Now slightly quicker than us down the straight, but once we get into the twisty bits, we should pull a couple of seconds. Especially now, obviously, we can take the lines we want to take rather than the lines where you're just using them to avoid the other cars. Yeah, 5 seconds in front over the, well, just under, once we got to the line. So yeah, I think overall the Impreza, well, sorry, no, it's not an Impreza, is it? It's a, oh well, it might be, although it doesn't say it. No, I don't, no, it's not. So the Subaru WRX is, I would say, a quicker car. So yeah, if you are struggling to get the win with the R32, if you can just get into the top 3, unlock that car, and then use that car, that is a nice, easy way to go. Right, so Mount Panorama for race number 2. So we'll stick with the Subaru. And this track is not going to be fun for trying to get past all the traffic, but we'll just do what we can, try and stay out of trouble. A bit of a close one, but we're making us way through nicely. Can't just move back over when there's someone coming up your inside. That's made me completely mess that up. but not too many problems caused, so it's just, although still making mistakes now. Right, back straight, I can reset. Less than 6.5 seconds behind the leader. I think we were over 12 seconds behind when we started, so in theory we've got enough time to close that gap up. Remember to brake a little bit earlier for that one next lap. Not easy to get your braking points right when you're constantly changing cars and changing tracks and stuff, but obviously you do get to a point where you become used to the sort of car you're in or the sort of speed you're going into a specific type of corner, so you will get to a stage where you can sort of gauge where you need to start braking. And then if you do end up braking a little bit early or a little bit late, just obviously adjust to suit. I'll just crash into the side of me then. Alright, so we're in within 2 seconds of the leader, and they're just going to brake in every part of this, which they really don't need to be doing. So as you can see, that gap's already gone. Already into the lead and a much better run through the mountain section. Yeah, I think we caught, well, took about 7 seconds through that section alone. Obviously, they are quicker down the straight, but we gain more through the corners than what they take back down the straight, so yeah, there we go. That unlocks us the Mitsubishi Evo. And then, yeah, for me, finishes the menu book. But what I am going to do is just double check. So we're at Japanese 4-wheel drive challenge 600. Just make sure there's not another race. Right, so there is there at Kyoto. So obviously I don't need to do this because I already have the Yaris. But obviously if you don't, depending what game edition you bought, then you will need to do this, so we'll go through this one as well. another track I'm really not a fan of. I know I've said that a lot recently, but it's mainly down to the fact that we've been using the Japanese tracks, which, to my knowledge, the majority of them are built as sort of test tracks for road cars. So they all have very specific corner types, obviously to test certain aspects of the road vehicles that obviously they're looking at or they're producing or whatever. So yeah, they don't seem to flow massively, in my opinion, which doesn't make them overly enjoyable to drive, but yeah, that's just my opinion. And I'll be honest, this one's not too bad with this layout. I think there are a couple of different versions, or well, different layouts for this circuit, and other ones I'm not as much of a fan of, but this one itself isn't too bad. One good thing though, it is nice and wide, which does help in terms of getting past the other cars. So yeah. That would not stop understeering. Let's just try and... You were always going to back out of it there, because obviously they like to brake through every corner. Yeah, that gets us up into third, less than a couple of seconds behind these lead two cars. So I think by the time we come out of this next section, we should be either in the lead or at least very close. I probably changed gear a little bit too early there, but still got a better run out the corner than they did. So again, just as we've seen the AI do plenty of times before, they can somehow brake ridiculously late and then just slam it into the middle of the corner. And I'm glad we hung on to that, sorry. But again, that last little dive that they're able to do for some reason has just cost us slightly there. So we have only managed the second, but it's fine. We know that the win is more than possible. So we have unlocked the Toyota GR Yaris now, obviously if you hadn't already. So we'll just go in and retry that and get the win. Then again, it's another one we don't have to remember to come back to. So that has cost us a bit of time, obviously. It's just so difficult when you know that you've got to try and run maximum pace because it is very close on whether you can obviously get the win or not, and then you've got cars that are braking in the middle of the corners that you really don't need to be braking for. I mean, it'd be a much better idea for them to have the cars set so that they're faster, and then start everyone either a lot closer together, or like you actually use grid starts. And then just, like I say, sort of have them set so that each car does a specific lap time that is more realistic to what everyone else can do, as in us, as opposed to the AI. But yeah, that's just my opinion. It's just, yeah, when you're starting 12 or 13 seconds behind and in a 2-lap race, and then you've got cars that are probably, what, let's say 6 or 7 seconds per lap slower than you are, it's just always going to cause problems. And especially with the way that they're obviously programmed to drive, like I say, going back to the fact that they seem to be able to brake ridiculously late, and then just like almost stop in the middle of the corner and then accelerate out really quickly as well. It does make it very difficult. So again, I think there was a couple of seconds lost with a little incident at the start, and just going to cost us. But again, obviously, we know at this point, if we are struggling, we can go for some slightly better tyres. Or obviously try one of the other cars that we've obtained. So I think what we'll do is we'll change car and we'll go for the Yaris, just checking that this one's no better than the one we've just unlocked, which it isn't, it's just got a livery on it. So we'll have a go with the Yaris. I just think I'm hoping it'll be a bit more nimble around this sort of circuit. It just depends whether it's got the top end So yeah, we got a bit of a lucky gap that time, but as you can see, we're probably 2.5 seconds in front of where we would have been, if not more, from the last attempt after the contact that we had with one of those two cars going through there. So it makes a massive difference. So that did cost us a little bit of time, but I don't think too much. We are within 3.5 seconds of the leader with a lap to go. Try and get rid of as much of the understeer as we can. Again, just be very careful on where these lot go through here, so we know how slow they are through this bit. Oof. And luckily a door opened up for us. But again, that were lucky. That were just about managing to react to the situation ahead and just somehow find that gap that appeared. But yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, I don't actually think this Yaris is as quick as the I think it was the Subaru we were still using? Can't actually remember. But I think we've just ended up lucky with how we've caught the other cars. Or at least where we've caught the other cars, and then obviously with those three sort of getting in each other's way and managing to get through the gap. It's saved us. Although I think, did we do 56 last time? So yeah, I don't think there's a great deal of difference. But yeah, anyway, so we know that at least two of the cars are capable of winning that race, just as they come stock. It's just a case of finding those gaps, trying not to lose any time, getting caught up with the other cars as you are trying to get past them, and just avoiding the mayhem. I don't know why I said that so weirdly, but anyway. So yeah, now we can head back to the cafe, finish the menu book. Like I said, obviously I know we could have done this earlier, as I did have the Yaris already, but obviously if you had followed this and you didn't have the Yaris, it wouldn't have been very helpful. So So just a nice bit about rallying, which isn't really overly relevant to the game. Which moves us on to menu book number 20, show your custom wing. So yeah, let's start that. So it's suggesting we do this with the R32. So we'll just head to the garage, change car, R32. This will bug me, so sorry about that. But yeah, so if you when you go into your garage, you can obviously go through the vehicles that you have, and it will tell you some information about them when you acquired them as well, by the looks of it. And yeah, I just like to get rid of the notifications that are there for that. Not too fussed about the roulette ticket. So yeah, so we go to the GT Auto, and they want us to fit a rear wing. So head over to custom parts, wing. So you can have wingless, type A, type B, or custom. So we're going to go custom. I mean, it probably only really needs a medium, but let's stick a high on it. You can change the end plates. Let's have some big daft ones. Purchase and install. And then yeah, that'll take a short bit of time to apply. And then if we head back to the cafe, that moves us on to menu book number 21, which is another championship, the Asia Oceania Championship. So yeah, so thank you again for watching. I'll be back with episode 12 where we'll go and do that championship. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please could you like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you again next time, hopefully. Bye for now.